Okay, this is how I'm going to make a tarp cover for the outdoor dog pen. First thing I did was change the shape of it to a rectangle. Easier for me, easier for the dog. There is one panel at each end and two panels on each side. So the second thing I've done is trim it. Trim the tarp. And even so, it's a little dark in there. So, but, I mean, this can be a pattern. I can make it lighter fabric. I can get some tent nylon, do the same thing with. So this is just to start with. So I have fit the tarp to the top. I have about a 6-inch overhang on the front. And on the back, it goes about halfway down the panel. And this is going to be so simple, you won't believe it. And I looked at covers for these Playpens. There was one, I don't know if it would exactly fit, but it looked similar, and it was like $90 for the cover. This is much better. So now what I have done is cut up extra bias binding tape. I have 12 of them, and each panel is going to have 2 of these. And instead of doing buttonholes and grommets and all of that, and the wind is working against me here, I'm going to take these and stitch 2 evenly to each panel, section area, just like that, and tie them to the actual panel. So each panel will have 2 of these, one here, one here, one here, one here, going right on the tarp itself, and I just tie it with little pink bows over the whole thing. It's going to work very well, and it did kind of crash in there. This gives her, I just will take it off of there, this is how it opens. I just showed it to her. And it was funny because I take her out a couple of times a day just to get her to go outside, and she looked at me like, why am I going in a crate? But that's basically what this is an oversized crate. She has 2 crates of different sizes. Now she has an even bigger one. It'll be very easy to make the tarp cover, and you know, could a turkey still break in if it really wanted to? Yeah. But it is a compromise where, especially as she gets older, she's not going to be getting younger, she's going to be getting older. And she may end up appreciating having a covered outdoor crate. And I have a yard right now, which she's been kind of spoiled with. But many apartments don't have a big yard, and this kind of, this doesn't replace a yard, but it does give them a safe place to be outside, and easy to make the tarp. I put a zigzag down the bias tape strips because these are all single fold bias tape, and now I'm pinning them in place on the tarp, and then I'll take the tarp inside and just stitch them right to it. I was going to use a handy stitch to do this, but I think it'll be better to put them on with a regular lock stitch. And there it is. I think this is going to work out very well. She's not in there right now, She's actually back in the air conditioning. And tonight I have to cut the grass. And it'll be a perfect opportunity to put her in here for a little while. And I can just cut the grass without worrying, is there a turkey coming around the corner or something. The tarp cover took, I don't know, less than a half an hour to put together. And that's with zigzagging the ties. It's on there a little bit crooked, but I wanted to get it on there quickly, and I can adjust it so it goes all the way down in the back and the whole front is exposed, or I can leave it like this. I think this is going to work out very well. Plus, the whole playpen folds up in minutes, and I can take it in the house at night if I want. So there, you know, I was thinking she's elderly. This is good for her anyway, but also she might just be recovering from surgery, and I only need this for a couple of weeks or something. Someone I know that had a dog that had surgery, a very simple surgery. I think the dog was just getting spayed and was a little bit odd for 2 weeks, so maybe that's part of what's going on. But there's an easy way to make a cover for a portable sectioned playpen to use as an outdoor dog crate with supervision. I don't in any way recommend anybody leave their dog in this and go anywhere. I would think any dog would always have to be supervised when using this. She's in there. Neither one of us is really happy about this. I know you can't really see her very well. She's right there at the thing. It gives her almost probably 5.5 feet to walk back and forth. I have to cut the grass, and normally she would be on her lead, and I was saying that normally when I have her, when I'm cutting the grass, she's on her long run and wanders around, and I work around her cable as I do the grass. I think she's a little surprised she's in there. This is easier for me. I can cut the grass without having to worry that something's coming. That worked well. I kind of got cut off because the camera ran out of space. It worked well. I kept her in there for about maybe 10 minutes. I cut some of the grass. She didn't know why she was in there. She sat right there where I have it open now, waiting to come out. She's 12, and 10 days or so. She'll be 12. She is elderly, and this is teaching her something we haven't had to use before. But I think it's going to actually work well. Anyway, aside from the turkeys, it's much cooler out here in the evening than it is in the house, except for where the air conditioning is. Or if I need to work in the garden for a half an hour, she can lie down in there and have a breeze and be cooled off. And like I said, without me, with her at this stage, worrying that something is going to come through the yard and go after her. I'm not worried about her going after anything, but so anyway, I'm glad I thought about this. I'm glad I remembered I had that. It didn't take long at all to put it together, and it's one more tool we can use with her being a service dog, where she can be where I am, even in this case where she wouldn't be stopping me from having a seizure or stopping me from moving if I have one, but at least I would know where she was. So there's still a connection, and otherwise, she's doing most of her tasks, even through this recovery. It's all about communication and what she's telling me. She's still telling me when to lie down, things like that. But a nice outdoor little pen. She's about 25 pounds, so anything, you can go by there. I wouldn't put like a golden retriever or a lab in there. I'd get more sections. You can buy more sections and make it bigger. And here she is inside after her big adventure. Huh, you got a new crate? Did you get a new crate? Yeah, she doesn't feel well. Sit down. Sit down. Sit. You're all right. No, sit. She keeps pawing her face. I know she's in pain. You can tell by the look on her face. She just doesn't feel well. See how she's got kind of reddish eyes? Huh. But you're a good girl. You did a good job today. You did a good job. You did a good job.